Hi, glad to see you on my channel. Today we will talk about how to break up less painfully and more effectively. Parting with a man should be beautiful, or at least in a civilized manner. All other options, from the evil one. There is a term in psychotherapy for an incomplete relationship, gestalt. It means that the relationship is not worked out to the end and fate will still bring us back to the unfulfilled lesson. Perhaps with other people, but in similar situations. Therefore, it is always necessary to break up before the end. To test completeness, choose one of your usual days. And in the evening, try to remember how many times you mentally returned to the previous connection. If there are more than 5 such marks, that's a red flag. A clear indicator of a getting stuck, viewing the pages of your hex in social networks. Why do you need his profile? What are you looking for there? There is no instruction manual on how to break up a relationship properly. There is only advice on how to make it less painful and more effective. Burn bridges. The right breakup is when the relationship is completely over and it is no longer possible to return to it. The most important and most difficult thing is to let the person go from your thoughts. Ideally, remember briefly and with gratitude for the part of life you went through together. State the reason for the breakup. It can be very difficult to explain to your partner the reason for breaking up, especially when you yourself are confused about your explanations and claims. However, you should still try to outline the problems that you are not satisfied with and explain why you do not see any other way, except to break up. Remember, your arguments should be formulated clearly and clearly. They should not make double sense or the possibility of a different understanding than the one you are laying down. Be careful with real-life examples, they often look like accusations. Don't blame. Blaming is the position of the weak. You are facing a person you once loved and with whom you spent wonderful years, months, weeks, underline. He does not a priori deserve humiliation at such a difficult time in your life together, and it is still together. Be above putting the man in a position of guilt. In this case, it is better to take the fire for yourself. Just don't say those dreaded, "It's not about you." Hackneyed words, turned by the cinema into a synonym for indifference. Rehearse it. You'll still say things differently, but the rehearsal makes sense. First, it will give you confidence. Secondly, it will set you up for a decisive mood. Thirdly, if at the most responsible moment you lock, somewhere in the head rehearsed phrases that will save the situation from total failure and shameful surrender. Avoid romantic memories. Memories are the hardest thing to get over. Those evenings when you walked along the seashore, romantic acts of the half, early summer breakfasts on his balcony. We're sure you'll find something to remember, so force yourself to be silent about the past and interrupt your partner's conversation if they choose to enter this forbidden land. Choose a neutral location. This point follows on from the previous one. No apartments, favorite parks or restaurants where you have often been or are. Of course, you should not break up in the subway lobby or at a bus stop. Try to opt for something neutral. Let it be a place that neither you nor your partner have ever been and definitely will not be again. The parting place should never pop up on your map again. Don't offer to stay friends. By suggesting parting with friends, you run the risk of once again finding yourself in the unfortunate role of a member of a dubious rom-com. In general, to take the example of parting with the heroes of the movies is not the best idea. If only because all their words are subordinated to the logic of the screenwriter, not your life situation. Don't get into a shouting match. Shouting, yelling, and mutual accusations in high tones will not help. Do not hope that so the breakup will be easier and less painful. It is quite possible that after a while you will regret what he said and decide to apologize. What will happen next? We think you have already guessed. No, not the best sex in your life, although anything can happen, but still, it's again a story about the movie, and the repetition of everything that made you decide to stop the relationship, and at the end of the second round of separation. This time even more painful.